Hello, welcome back. Sorry about that. Some technical gremlins in the system there, but you're joining us back. Ice, can you give me a quick recap of what just happened there?
Yeah, basically at the end of lap one, there was a contact on the main straight. Justin, that racer spun around at the end of the main straight or close to the end of it. He rejoined back on the track, and Ran G hit him at 300 kph, and they well, there was a massive crash, of course, and that brought out the safety car, which is still out there. And a lot of people have pulled the trigger now after the safety car to pit for their other set of tires. Luigi, for example, he pitted at the end of lap 2, which I think it was too early to do that, right? Because you would have to do at least 3 laps on those tires. So I wonder, will he have to pit again here?
Yes, he will, or
I
he'll
think
get
so.
disqualified. And the thing is, he won't know until the last kind of lap.
You don't get a warning.
Yeah, it comes up on screen. You have to do your mandatory pit stop.
And Wimpy has pitted for another set of the softs, which is because that also means that he still has to pit again. So I'm thinking a couple of guys here have made some strange strategy calls. Safety car in this lap as well. So we're about to get underway again.
Yep, so Light Cruiser leading the field here, and we know these. We've seen a few of these restarts on their safety car in the last few days, and it's always interesting to see what kind of strategy they go for. Are they going to just rocket away here? He looks like he's happy enough just to hold the pack up here and keep his tires warm. The guys behind him are jostling for position.
Top four chose to stay out at the safety car situation, so they are still yet to pit, the top 4 guys. And I think Luigi pitted a lap too early. So we're going again.
Yep, Light Cruiser has put the pedal to the metal, and it's on for Parabolica.
Yep, that's right.
I got it right. But Light Cruiser, yeah, stretching his legs out already. Yeah, he's picked it. It looked like he got a really good restart there, and he's already almost a second up the road. Nico Rosberg and P2, Kiefer Meissen. So we've got 2 Finns in P2, P3. Larson as well. Just nice.
Luigi takes Larson on the straights, his teammate for today, so Luigi up to P4. But I think he will have to pit again, or he will get disqualified at the end. So
yeah,
I'm fairly certain about that.
I've got actually Max Split in the comment section of the stream going, do you have to wait for lap 3 or 4 to pit? I believe it's lap 4. You have to complete 3 laps before you can pit.
Yep.
So yeah, these guys are running tight.
He didn't pit on lap 3, Pretorius. He pitted on lap 2, which was.
Yeah, Ice, we've got to move here. It's keyboard on Nico Rosberg. It's Finn on Finn action here. Is keyboard. Yeah, keyboard warrior came off best there. He just sent it through the 2 Lesmos.
Luigi also through there, so Nico Rosberg has lost two spots here. Not the easiest nickname to say, I think, but okay, we'll try. We'll call him Nico Rosberg, I guess. So Luigi up to P3, and he's gonna challenge Keyboard Magnussen here on the back straight. Luigi into Parabolic, and I think he's gonna get this move made. Yeah, he is. So Luigi up to P2.
Yeah, he must have got a stellar run out of Ascari.
Yep, and Luigi up to P2. Keyboard Magnussen down to P3, and who was that who dived into the pits? It was Nico Rosberg, so he opts to pit now.
Yeah, and I think we've got a 2 wide, almost 3 wide. Yes, 3 wide going into turn 1 here. Oh, it's tight as 3 of them. Yeah, 3 of them went in.
Somehow make it through.
3 went in, 3 came out somehow. It's a miracle, but it happened.
And cognitive psychology picks up a couple of places there, so he's up to P4. Hedis Davis and Nicolidis following him, and Larson as well in the mix. So, and I think he's just showed his face around the corner, but didn't commit to it. So, yeah, what can we pick up here? So, Wimpy and Hoopy seem to pit at an awkward time because they kind of didn't catch up to the safety car at all, and they're down the field there now. And I think Wimpy still has to pit because he's been on twice on the softs.
Yeah, that's interesting. I always had the idea that the safety car always waited for cars. just, you know, no matter what lap it's on. But yeah, that's good to know because that would be a bit
Yeah,
silly.
I don't think it does actually for whatever reason, but so not this time around anyway. So Hoopy and Wimpy are about 6 seconds from that pack.
Yeah, they're a bit off here, aren't they? But Light Cruiser are out front on these 6 lap old mediums, just dominating,
Yeah,
and DRS is now
DRS
active, but
enabled this lap.
it's no use to Luigi. He's too far back at the minute. We'll keep an eye on that gap though. He's managed to get himself up to P2, and he's charging ahead.
Yeah, he's
Look,
closed it by half a second already, so Luigi's gonna charge down strong. So maybe that pit stop will not be the. I mean, okay, there's a bunch of people here who did pit, so actually cognitive psychology is in a very good position here.
yeah,
Of these guys. And was there some? Okay,
Nickelodeus
sorry,
got past.
it wasn't the contact.
Yeah, Nickelodeus got past Hedis Davis there in the turn 1 turn, and Hedis Davis now under pressure from. Yeah, from I was gonna say Wimpy, Tipsy Bob.
Yeah.
I saw Tipsy Bob was practicing just before the lobby was up, so he's obviously put a few laps in. So P7,
So
he did pretty well last time out, and
these guys are actually the effective leaders of this race easily because Nicolidis, Hedis Devi, Tipsy Bob, Kratsichos, and Bascodinho, they have all pitted. And Light Cruiser, Luigi, and Keyboard Magnussen still have to pit from the lead of the race, and they're gonna fall way back when they do.
right, that is interesting indeed. So Tipsy Bob he's in contention here for a race win potentially.
He's in P4 at the moment, I think, effectively, if I'm right.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, Hedis Devi kind of sends it in the parabolic in the inside of Nicolidis, and they're still side by side. So which of them actually got DRS here? And I think it is Hedis Devi who will get DRS on the main straight, yes. But so does Nicolidis actually from the cars in front, so it's a bit of a DRS train here. Hedis Devi has to back out of it, he can't make the move. Yep.
That gap ahead at 2.7, so it's being maintained on that last lap. Oh, 5-second. Let's see, what's Wimpy up to?
I think he must have maybe cut turn 1 somehow.
Yeah, he's in P10 at the minute, but he's catching up a wee bit with the help of a bit of corner cutting.
I think he's actually going to be ahead of Light Cruiser, Luigi, and Keyboard Magnussen when they pit, because
Tipsy Bob.
takes quite a
Tipsy
long time.
Bob is past well, he's trying to make his way past Hedis. He does get past him there, and he's up to P5, yep. So he's in a great position right now. And we've seen he can win F2 races. He's already got 1 under his belt. I'm sure that's giving him a taste for some more.
Yeah, so Tipsy Bob is actually in effective P2 at the moment. And, so those guys who pitted on the second lap of the safety car did a really big brain move here. Hoopy retires from the session. I wonder... that was somewhere, I think it's at the exit of the second Lesmo. Yeah, he's on the middle of the track there.
Oh, so, he's right across the track. It's a virtual safety car as well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that isn't a safety car. His wheel was off the car.
Light Cruiser spins in the pit lane.
Oh no, it goes from bad to worse for Light Cruiser. These safety cars aren't working out for him at all.
But this is gonna work well for Luigi here, because he, Keyboard Magnussen also gets a penalty, but virtual safety car might save their races a little bit here, because they're pitting under it now, so they will lose considerably less time than they would otherwise.
VSC, yep, now. DRS is enabled. You saw that flash up on the screen there. Tipsy Bob is right behind Cognitive Psychology, who is in the lead of this race, and it's a legit lead.
Yeah, and Tipsy Bob's got a great run here to the first chicane. Let's see what he can do here. It's not really an easy overtaking spot, so he thinks better of it. And we'll save that attempt for one of the DRS straights. And gonna ride on board with Tipsy Bob for a little while here. Tipsy Bob into Lesmo 1. It's a wee bit wide there, so I think he might be too far back to do anything about it on this.
Oh no!
They tap each other. He just lost his
bit of damage, yeah.
Psychology.
Bit of damage for Tipsy.
That's losing, and
it's terrible. Hedis Davis is right behind him as well, and oh, that's terrible for Tipsy.
Yeah. Tipsy Bob has lost an end plate on that car. And now this is a massive 5-car battle now. It's
Yeah, this win really is up for grabs, and Tipsy Bob is now under a lot of pressure from the guys behind him. I'm
still
surprised.
managing to hold on there somehow.
Yeah, I'm surprised Cognitive Psychology got away with it as cleanly as he did, considering what just
Yeah.
happened to him. He's still in the lead of this race. He's still got Tipsy Bob behind him, but now he's got a pack of dogs right behind, chopping at the bit here just to get past Tipsy. So he's got a bit of a
And I think
barrier at the
Tipsy
minute.
actually hit the limiter there on the main straight with that massive toe. So he's
Oh, Light Cruiser's in the pit as well. Again.
oh again. So wonder what that is about.
Yeah, I see a pit crew is out for him.
Did he get damage or something? I don't know what has happened there. I think he's missing his front wing maybe, or at least half of it. So no, definitely not. So I have absolutely no idea why he would pit.
That's very strange. I saw it was a very long time there, but I didn't get a good camera angle, so I wasn't even able to see if he got a front wing change.
Larson 10-second penalty for corner cutting turn 1. Seems a little excessive. I don't know exactly what happened there, but
Yeah, Tipsy's under pressure from Bascadino. Bascadino is looking pretty feisty here, and yeah, Tipsy Bob, that from wing damage is hurting him, especially for his scary there. You can see it. He just was unable to get a good line through there, and is under pressure once again from Bascadino, who's going to go around the outside of Parabolica. Gets the move done already, so he got a really good run out of Ascari and was able to pip Tipsy Bob to P2. So good stuff from him. He's already built up a gap of 0.6 in one corner to Tipsy Bob, just to show you how much that damage is affecting Tipsy Bob right now.
Teddy Davy behind Tipsy Bob, yeah, hitting the limiter there, so 333 kilometers an hour is the maximum that these cars are gonna go. So Tipsy Bob still hanging on for that podium spot with the damaged front wing he got with the contact. Luigi sets the fastest lap of the race, but he is too far behind to challenge the front runners in this race, 18 seconds from the leading pack. Unless they make some kind of complete mess of themselves in this leading pack, and Prats just gets a 3-second penalty. So much going on that I'm having trouble keeping up with everything. So
well, Jensen in chat points out something. He said Tipsy let him go for the DRS. So yeah, we know Tipsy's he's a wise old man about that, but it didn't really work out for him, did it? Because he struck way off Bascadino, and he's actually being passed by Hedis Davis now as well. So he's fighting for his life at the moment as the points are slipping away from him.
Yeah, I'm just looking at here. Bascadino has a 5-second penalty from the pit stop, and Gratsicos has 3 seconds as well. The rest of them are without penalties, or one of them had one warning, but
and look at this up front. It's Bascadino on Cognitive Psychology. Bascadino is on great form today. He's currently P2, and he's going to get DRS here as they go into the start-finish straight. Will he be able to do enough to get past? I think so. He's pretty close at the minute, but we've a long way to go to turn 1. And as you can see,
they all on the brakes into turn 1.
Yeah, Cognitive Psychology guarding the inside line, but I think Bascadino's almost past him already by turn 1. Yeah, he is indeed, and makes that look relatively easy with the 8 of DRS.
Yeah, so Bascadino actually into the lead of the race. He has that 5-second penalty, so he has to get that gap up now if he wants to win this race, and he's got 3 laps to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. He needs to break out a DRS range first of all, and then just hammer those laps in.
Yeah, Luigi's still closing in 15 seconds away, so he's actually coming in very, very fast, but I think he's still too far away. Almost 2.5, 3 seconds a lap, but it is not going to be enough at this rate.
Yeah, and we've got Grassi. Sorry, I was just going to say Grassi Jose is P5. He's up.
And Luigi spun.
Oh no! Oh no!
In the second chicane, or first chicane rather. So Luigi is falling down the order now. He's down to P8, so a couple of cars got him there.
Yeah, that's interesting as well.
Tires are gonna be cooked.
If he finishes there, Ice, he's going to be P1 for the next race, which is I mean, he's probably going to win that one then, if he starts first.
Yeah, we'll see how this turns out, or if do we get a safety car again or something. But Luigi down to P8. He spun at the first chicane. And you were saying something about Grazi, Josh? Sorry, I
Yeah, I was just
interrupted you
he was
there.
up in P5. He's doing pretty well, but he does have
Tipsy into turn 1
yeah,
for P3.
he does have these two guys ahead, Tipsy and Hedis Davis, who are fighting hard, so it might fall back into
No!
him. Yes, indeed,
And
they are, and it is. Grassy Joe's is on the back of Tipsy Bob right now. This fighting between Tipsy Bob and Hedis Davis has allowed him to just catch up significantly, and he's having a look down into the first chicane here. How do we look? But yeah, decided to back out of it. Probably the wise option. Oh, and there was a brief pass up front there, Bascadino, on cognitive psychology. So something's happened there as well.
yep,
Didn't catch it. Just caught the
I
tail end of it.
missed that, but Hedis Davy was massively compromised into turn 1, and that allowed, he had to brake or go in very slow, and Tipsy almost ran into the back of him there. So Tipsy's still hanging on to this battle for the podium here with the damaged wing, and we have yellow flag in sector 2.
It's Luigi. It's Luigi. He's off again. I think it was contact between him and Larson.
Same spot. Oh, okay. And Luigi retires from the session, so
Yeah,
he's
I didn't see what happened, but I just
out
saw
of this
that
race.
there was a quick pass there from Larson and Luigi. So unless he's a span out on his own.
And Wimpy, against all odds after his, let's say a little bit messed up strategy, is up to P10. So he's actually on for 1 point here after all the events of this race. Pascodinho has managed to escape in the lead now, and the battle for P3 is the one that we want to look at on this final lap, I think.
Yeah,
the gaps
right in the middle of that is Tipsy Bob. That's what I like to see.
Yep.
You know you're going to get a battle.
And is he going to try and send it here?
Oh, did you see that? Keyboard got disqualified from the session. Yeah.
What happened there?
Keyboard got disqualified. I think is it to do with a mandatory pit stop, maybe.
Oh! And okay, so Hedis Davy and Tipsy Bob side by side there.
Yeah, this is going to be right to the line, I think, guys. And Grassy Juice is just right behind both of them, just waiting to pounce.
Tipsy Bob has to do it here if he wants to do it.
Yeah, he's closing in, and he's going to go to the inside line for Ascari. This is going to be hairy. Is he going to get past him before the corner? Yeah, he doesn't
actually.
But he's still got a tight line in there.
Will he be able to get an exit here?
Yeah, he kind of compromises the line there, but he's done well to get through there and carry a lot of speed through, and it looks like he's got the job done.
Hedis Davy in behind him, getting a good toe in toward Parabolica, but Tipsy Bob might just have this in the bag if he parks his car correctly on the racing line here, and he just does exactly that, so Tipsy Bob will take P3. I think that's a great job after his, and Pascodinho crosses the line first, but I think, is it actually enough? Maybe he served his pit stop, sorry. I thought he had 5 seconds, but he didn't. So Pascodinho actually wins this race.
Excellent stuff from Pascodinho there. He was looking very feisty, yeah, and he's paid off. He was able to stretch his legs a little bit. Yeah, we're thinking he had a 5-second penalty there, but he didn't. So Pascodinho.
Maybe he served P1. It. I missed where that happened, but
yeah, it was a bit of a hectic race. It was hard to keep up with what was going on there. But yeah, Nico Rosbach P6 then, and Nickelodeon's P7, P8 Larson. Oh!
Wimpy up to P7 with those penalties. So.
There you go. That's why you should always stick to the race, even if it looks like it's falling apart. P7 for Wimpy. He'll start P2 in the next race.
Yeah, that's right. So Wimpy, after those penalties, cognitive psychology has left the session. I wonder if he knows if there's another race here.
Yeah, he should. That'd be interesting if he just bailed, thinking it's one race. Yeah, Pascodino on the top step for the first time in the F2 series. What a moment! Look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's enjoying.
And I don't know the history that well, but I think that he's made an SLR victory in any tier. If I am wrong, please correct me. But
yeah,
great job by Pascodino.
I think you're right on that one. Yeah, I don't remember seeing him on the top step before. I know he's like he's a regular SLR driver. But this is good to see him doing well.
Yeah, and another one I want to point out is Tipsy Bob, who got that wing damage and still managed to hold on to a spot on the podium by 0.4 seconds. Brilliant brilliant battling on track by Tipsy Bob today. And yeah.
Yeah, despite that wing damage.
Snatching that fastest lap with those fresh softs.
Yeah, Tipsy Bob, despite that wing damage, yeah, he fought hard. He didn't give up, and yeah, he brought it home.
Light Cruiser
P3.
is going to start in pole, by the way.
Yeah, I just saw that. That is, yeah, that's interesting. Who do you think's going to win the next race, Ice? I wonder.
Well, you never know with these because we have all these safety cars and stuff now. So, you know, Light Cruiser was on pole for the last race as well, but the safety car really turned that race around. So I don't know.
You just never
Light
know.
Cruiser is a good candidate for that. It's really difficult to call anything right now, but if there are no big incidents, then maybe Light Cruiser.
Yeah, he needs to. It's turn 1 at Monza. If he survives that for lap 1, yeah, it's game on. But it's dry. It's clear skies and a dry track.
Yep.
Thankfully for us, we saw the.
So it was just the quali that was.
Yeah, the quality looked horrendous. It was full wets. So here we go. Light Cruiser in P1. We've got a formation lap to kind of adjust to what's going on here. So change up in the grid. Light Cruiser P1. Wimpy P2. Cognitive Psychology. Yeah, he's one of the ones that missed out. I don't know why he left the session, if he had a disconnect issue or whatever, but he's been unable to rejoin and take his car. So that's unfortunate because he was doing pretty good in the first race. Next,
I wonder if his game crashed or something. It's been a little bit of a trend here on this
Steam
new patch, unfortunately.
Steam issues have been crazy, and then the Codemasters patch, so a bit unstable at the minute. But Nico Rosberg P3, Grassy Joe's up in P4, so very high start for him. Be interested to see how he does it.
Petty Stevie in P5, Tipsy Bob P6, Bascadinho P8, so we're actually missing the guy in P7 who would have been who would he have been actually?
Yeah, that's cognitive
psychology. Yeah, that's right, of course. So he's missing from the grid. And then we have so Bascadinho won the first race. He's gonna start in P8. Nicolidis P9, Larson P10.
Here's a question for you. I sorry to interrupt you, but
yep.
Pretorius in chat says, "Why is Light Cruiser P1?" And I'm just thinking, did he not finish like outside of the top 8 or?
No, he finished 8.
He finished 8. Okay, well there's your answer, Pretorius.
Yeah, he was 8. I think we stated it at the end of the race. So he got up to P8 with penalties and whatever was up front, so yep.
Yeah, Pretorius, don't try and confuse the old man, okay? I'm already pretty confused as it is. Don't make me doubt my memory.
Yeah, at least, unless I'm completely mistaken, I think.
No, I think you're right.
Legit. He finished right.
Yeah.
He finished right, I think.
Yeah. So once again, the drivers line up on the grid. We've got Keeper Magnussen at the very back. Obviously, got disqualified in the last session, so he's doing the last to first challenge.
What was that about? But yeah.
Yeah, we'll maybe find out after the race.
Yep. So we are about to go again.
Yeah, Keeper Magnussen just pulling up in his grid slot, and the lights are indeed up. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and away we go for the F2 sprint race. And Wimpy getting a lot of wheel spin there. Light Cruiser had an epic start. Yeah, Wimpy going very defensive very early on Tipsy.
Light Cruiser all alone in the turn 1. There's 3 wide behind him, so big battle. Tipsy Bob also gets a great start, so Tipsy Bob is up to P2 there. And a little bit of barging around there at the back, but I think there's no damage so far.
Yeah, everybody got away cleanly, it looked like, thankfully for us. And Light Cruiser indeed is P1, P2.
1.1 seconds already.
That is crazy. That lightning start really was something else. But Tipsy Bob, yeah.
Tipsy Bob up from P6 to P2 as well, so.
Yeah, another lightning start from him. Wimpy not doing his trademark lightning start. F2's not quite as easy to get away as fast as the F1, it seems, for Wimpy.
Yeah, especially because I think you actually get better starts without TC in F2.
Oh, and there's crash at the back. I think
yep.
I think it was a brake board I saw just get smashed there, but yeah, there's a lot of barging going through the final Lesmos. When Wimpy's
Yeah.
in the mix here, he's P10 at the minute, so he's surrounded by drivers, and just on that racer just ahead of him, he just needs to keep his head down and just find his groove here.
Yep. So light cruiser already 1.7 seconds in the clear, and unless we get some special circumstances here, he seems to be just running away with this one. Luigi is not there to challenge him in this race. Or I don't know. We'll see what Tipsy Bob can pull out of the bag.
Yeah, you never know. He is very good at this F2 series, and he's got that gap down, according to my delta anyway.
No, I think it's just bugged.
Yeah, I was wondering there, because it went really fast down,
Yeah,
and
not really half a second as it said, but
Hedis
yep.
Davis gets passed by Bascadino from just coming out of turn 1 there, but they're still side by side.
Nicolidis in the mix as well on the outside there, and inside into this next corner. And I think Nicolidis is actually gonna get Hedis Davy there. Yep.
Yeah, nice move from Nickelodeus there. Oh, and
Oh,
Hedis Davis gets it all wrong and the exit of the first chicane, and that's going to cost him big time. He's falling down the order.
and Keyboard Magnuson gets him.
Wimpy as well. He's in the middle of 2 cars here going into the first last one. He backs out of that.
A big battle up front, front of Wimpy here. And
Oh,
they
Wimpy gets contact. Oh yes, and he gets sent off into the wall.
Yeah, that looked horribly laggy to me when I looked at it on board. So
yeah, and he's retired. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. We're going to see a safety car. I don't know.
Let's see. I don't think so because he just retired and didn't crash. So looks to be just a yellow flag. Yep.
So,
don't think we're gonna get a safety car.
Yeah, yellow flag is
gone as well.
So what have we got here? We've got Hedis Davis under attack from Keyboard Magnuson, who's up to P8 from last position. DRS enabled. Bascadino as well, he's pretty tight.
Straight.
Yeah.
On Hedis Davy. He has to back out of it. Yep, so what else can we see here? Gap at the front of the field is about 2 seconds.
Oh, sorry, Range at the back just completely cut the second part of the first chicane there, and yeah, it's allowed Justin, that racer, to get past him. So he's struggling at the back as Range.
Yeah, so yeah, what I was about to say that Nico Rosbot is within DRS range of Tipsy Bob, but he no longer actually is. Now that I say it, he's just over a second away. So Tipsy Bob, Light Cruiser Tipsy Bob and Rico Rosbot seem to be a little bit running away with this race. Tipsy Bob also managing to hold Nico Rosbot flying fin at bay for now.
And Keyboard Magnuson is on a flyer here. He's at the P7. He got past Hedis Davis and is looking pretty punchy. He's catching up with Nickelodeus. Oh yeah, he got a compromised run for Ascari and is now under pressure from Hedis Davis. Wants that position back. Hedis Davis going to go down the inside. Looks for Parabolica.
Yeah, 2 Parabolica, but I think he has to back out of it. So
oh, he's keeping a nose in. He's keeping a
little wide. So but Nicolidis ahead of them runs really wide. So is that gonna make something? Hedis Davy actually gets past there, so he's gonna get DRS as well.
Bascadino has got to move on Grassy Joe's, and that's his teammate actually. Bascadino gets past, and it looks all clean. But in the background out there, I see Nickelodeus, Hedis Davis. Ooh, that looked, yeah, and Keyboard Magnuson in the mix as well. But yeah, I mean, this is hard.
That was tight.
Heart in the mouth stuff every time they go for this first chicane.
Justin, that racer picks up a penalty for 3-second penalty for corner cutting there, so I think he messed up turn 1. Struggling a little bit. We've seen Justin in VRL, haven't we? So Justin's one of the pretty fast guys there, so he's struggling a little bit today with these F2 cars.
Keyboard Magnuson gets past Hedis Davis again.
Yeah, I see why he's struggling. He's missing an end plate on his car.
Yes,
so,
yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Keyboard Magnuson back ahead of Hedis Davy, so he's back up to P7, gets DRS here, and trying to charge down on Nicolidis again, runs really wide into Ascari again, so seems to be struggling with turning the car in there.
And I don't know if you saw that, but Bascadino got a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. That's gonna hurt
Okay.
him.
Yeah, so Pascadinho, yeah, he has a penalty. And he is the only one of these front guys who actually has a penalty. I'm just quickly having a look here. Kieber Magnussen is on 2 warnings. Hedis Davis has a penalty, so that's the situation at the moment. Light Cruiser sets the fastest lap of the race, and he's 3.7 seconds in the clear already after 5 laps. So Light Cruiser seems unstoppable here.
Oh, and Hedis Davis got a really poor run out of the first chicane, allowed Keeper Magnussen to pull away from him. But
Yep.
he's fighting back here. He's not. These guys are pretty evenly matched, it seems, and they're just kind of yo-yoing positions here. This
Yeah, and
keyboard. That looked like a tight line through there.
my man Larsen is actually about to join this battle as well. He's only 0.9 behind, so he's gonna get DRS on the back straight here. And Hedis Davis gets Keyboard Magnussen once again, I would say.
Keeper Magnussen was being really defensive there, and yeah, kind of lost momentum for the Lesmos. And but he's coming back at Hedis Davis through the long straight here as they get to the Ascari. Is he going to get it done?
Yep.
Yeah, he locks up a little bit, but yeah, he gets it done. And I think Hedis Davis going to get another run on him. Yep, he's going to go down the inside. This is he always likes this inside line, does Hedis Davis, and I think he's going to get this move done.
And Hedis Davis is actually missing an end plate on his car, so I wonder where did that happen. I didn't pick that up before. Larsen also in the mix here now. He's going to get DRS on the main straight, I think.
Yeah, we've got Nickelodeus making a move on Grassy Joe's on the main straight as well. Just in our racer in the pits as well.
Yeah, I guess Nicolidis actually has really good pace here. He's caught up to these Sauber Junior team guys. So, no, sorry, Art Grand Prix guys. Mixed the team up. Anyway, Nicolidis has caught up to them and actually got past Gratichos already.
There's a really clumsy, clumsy attempted turn 1 there from Keyboard and Keyboard and Hedis Davis. Keyboard came off the worst from that, and Larsen got past him then because of it. Yeah, I saw that little love tap from Keyboard Magnussen.
Yeah, and so Hedis Davy actually is carrying that front wing damage there, which is going to compromise his race. Or I kind of missed where he picked that up, so he might have been carrying that for a while. Larsen is going to get a good run here toward Ascari chicane.
He's got the inside line, but it's...
He has to back out of it, so a bit surprising. I thought he would have had that made there, but good on brakes by Hedis Davy there.
Yeah, he had to be brave there, and he did what he needed to do, but I think Larsen's thinking about going on the inside here, but no, he's trying to get a really good run out. He's focusing on this long run out onto the start-finish straight. It's crucial, and he's going to have DRS as well, as will
Nicolini is also up ahead. Sorry, Chief. He's going to make a move on Bascodinho, you see. So
nice.
Nicolini sends it down the inside, and they're side by side in turn 1. A little bit of a tap there, but yeah. So Larsen actually gets that move done as well in the background. So and Hedis Davis loses 2 positions there because Keyboard Magnussen sneaks up ahead of him again. You guys have been trading spots every single lap of this race, so great scrap for P7 here.
There's no love lost between those two, definitely. But yeah, Nicolaitis is right on the back of Bascadino here. I think it's only a matter of time. He seems to have the pace in the car.
Yeah, and also while we're talking about this, Nico Rosberg has actually caught up to Tipsy Bob and is right on his tail. So there's a couple of fights here actually on track that we have to look at. I think this is actually closest back. Nico Rosberg is right on the back of Tipsy Bob on the back straight toward Parabolica. And I think he is going to think about a move on the main straight here. He gets a little bit of a scruffy line to Parabolica, but I think he might be able to mount a challenge here to Tipsy Bob into turn 1. DRS open. He's closing.
It's going to be tight.
Yeah,
very tight.
And I think he's hit the limiter actually. So Tipsy Bob must be running some really low drag setup. Of course, everybody is because it's Monza, but
Oh, Tipsy did not get a good run out of the first chicane there, and it's allowed
In the
Nico
background,
Rosberg.
Nicolidis on Bascodinho.
Oh, and there's
Well,
a lot of contact. Yeah, Bascadino once again barging his way through. He's not he's not letting him pass without a fight.
yeah, I
Oh,
kind
and
of
Tipsy
didn't
Bob
see
gets
exactly.
overtaken. Sorry, Ice, but Nico
Oh,
Rosberg is past Tipsy Bob into the first
gonna
chicane.
get an illegal overtake, I think, for that one, so he has to yield that position back. And Nicolidis gets a 3-second penalty. That's is that crucial? Does Bascodinho have a penalty as well? I think he does.
Yeah, he does. He has 3 seconds. Yeah.
So Gracious actually is in the mix, and he does not have a penalty. So Gracious looking good for P4. Nico Rosberg once again on the back of Tipsy, but looks like Tipsy has really good straight line speed here because even with DRS, Nico Rosberg hasn't been able to do too much so far.
Ice Larson going down the inside of Keyboard Meissen into Ascari.
Uh,
Cuts the corner
okay.
there a little bit.
Oh,
Oh, Keyboard, he got really good momentum there, and he did not back out. And yeah, he's got the position back.
so this P7 battle is still raging. It has been raging for 9 laps already, and Justin picks up a 3-second penalty at the back of the field. And
Oh,
now I
Nick,
think Nico Rosberg is going to make a
yeah,
move on Tipsy Bob.
yeah, he's close enough, and he's going down the inside line.
There, Tipsy doesn't want to let him go though, so they're side by side, and Tipsy actually does hang on to that.
Yeah, he tried it for the
P2.
switchback. I think Rosberg was
Yep.
going for the switchback, but it didn't really work out for him. Worth a
Yeah,
try.
Tipsy Bob placing that car exactly right.
And behind him is Nickelodeus, who has now got past Bascadino into
Finally.
turn one.
Bascodinho gonna challenge him into the first chicane.
Yeah, he's got a bit of overspeed on him. He's going to edge up the outside line. Is it going to be enough? No, Nickelodeus getting the
Nope.
car just in the right position there to defend. Good stuff from him.
And Gracious is happy to follow this back here because he does not have a penalty, and these guys up ahead have 1 penalty each. And I think Bascodinho is he gonna send it into second Lesmo? I thought that was gonna end in contact, but luckily not.
Oh my god, there's 2 battles here. I can't keep my eyes off both of them, but...
Nico Rosberg actually gets Tipsy Bob now into Ascari.
Yeah, I got that on the stream. Yes, he made that look
Yep.
easy, but Tipsy Bob is not going to go down without a fight. He was alongside, but look at these guys kind of jostling back and forth here as they reach the top speed in their F2 car.
Tipsy grabbing that DRS. They have 2 laps to go.
And
Or is that a...
Rosberg went wide, and it's Tipsy Bob's got past him before the DRS even opened, and
But Rosberg is gonna get DRS here. No, he doesn't actually. Sorry.
yeah,
So the detection point is earlier on the straight.
Tipsy got it. So he's a wise move from him there. He just focused he put everything he had into that exit, and it paid off for him.
Lead is again on the main straight on Bascodinho into turn 1. They've been trying this for 3 or 4 laps already now, and Nicolidis I think is and no, they're still side by side. So Bascodinho just does not give up for this fight, and they're gonna go side by side toward the second chicane. And I think Nicolidis once again will have.
There was contact
no,
there.
They crash big time. I wonder if this is gonna be something. Just a yellow flag so far. So they kind of crashed off the line.
Yeah, and a bit of a hurry to get back on track there. Both of them, they know they're going to lose a few positions, but yeah, that was not good to see. Nickelodeus now back in P8, Bascadino P9. There was just the slightest bit of contact on the back wheel and front wheel of both cars, and yeah, they just had to basically forfeit the corner, and just yeah, you saw what happened there, the result of it.
Yeah, so I think both of them are carrying damage now. Yeah, definitely. So Bascadini actually doesn't seem to have a lot of damage. That's surprising that given the amount of contact, and we actually are running full damage here. So and Nico Rosberg for P3, but I think he is too far back to do anything about it. And they're starting the final lap here as we speak.
It's a final lap, so final chance for him to get past Tipsy Bob, but Tipsy Bob is not a man to make it easy to pass him.
Oh, and kind of makes a mess of turn 1, Nico Rosberg does, so Tipsy Bob looks pretty strong to keep that P2 for now. Light Cruiser all alone in the lead in this race, 10.6 seconds on the final lap of the race, so he's basically being a second faster per lap than anybody else in this race.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But back in P7, we've got Larson has just made his way
This is still
past
going.
Larson. Actually, no, sorry, ahead of Davis made his way past Larson at turn one. So these guys are battling as well. And yeah, Nico is falling right off. Tipsy, I think Tipsy may have this in the bag if he can just navigate his way from Ascari and the final corner Parabolica.
Yeah, Nico Rosberg doesn't even have DRS on the back straight here, so looks like Tipsy has managed to fend him off. It's been a great scrap, and Nico actually picks up a penalty as well, so that's the killing blow for his P2 hopes.
Yep, I'm
Light
back.
Cruiser actually is gonna cross the line here on the final lap and gonna win this sprint race.
Yeah, sorry, we've
at
got a wee battle
Monza.
coming here. Ahead of Civis gets a bad run out of Ascari and gets passed by Larson. I don't think he's going to be able to mount a challenge and get that position back, but he's thinking about going on the inside. He's braking as late as he can possibly brake. I don't think it's going to be enough, especially that front wing damage is going to compromise him as well. Looks like Larson has got the P6 in the bag. Yep, I
So
think
what
he
does this
has.
actually make with penalties? Nothing at all. So Hedis Davy had the 3 seconds, so he had actually lost that position anyway. So what on earth happened at the front? So Light Cruiser wins the race, Tipsy Bob in P2, Nico Rosberg picking up that penalty on the final lap, so that effectively ruined his chances for P2. Then Gracijos with a good finish in P4. He was happily following the big battle of his teammate Bascodinho and Nicolidis, who did eventually make contact. So Gracijos thanks them and finishes in P4. Keyboard Magnussen P5, and then my memory is so good that I already forgot what I was gonna say, so I don't remember who was actually there in.
I only remember P1, P2, so you're alright.
Yeah, Larson in P6, so good race from Larson. Hedis Davy P7, Bascodinho in the final points finishing position in the sprint race, 8. And then Nicolidis P9, Ranjit 10, Hoopy 11, Justin that racer 12, and Wimpy DNF from the race early on. So there we have it for today.
Yep.
A lot of action.
Almost too much action, if that's such a thing.
Yep.
I'm just trying to arrange for Bascadino to come into the chat. We'll see if he will oblige. I think he will.
Do we have an idea for driver of the day here? It's kind of not easy to pick with 2 races, but
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? There's so much action to kind of get through. I think
kind of like what Tipsy Bob here did here today, and also maybe one of these Nico Rosberg is a good pick for newcomer. Good results.
yeah, we'll see. We'll have a wee chat with the drivers and maybe try to figure that out. But I've got sorry, Bascadino, I just joined you there mid sentence. So
Yes.
how are you, Bascadino?
Yeah, pretty good. Was good racing today. So.
Yeah, we enjoyed that very much from the commentary booth. Your first win in SLR, I believe.
Yeah, I think I have 2 sprint race wins in F2, but this is first feature win. Yes.
Excellent, good stuff, my man. You know, like just talk us through the win. You know, how to go for you. It was a bit of a chaotic race.
Yeah, I started with the wet quali, and I think it worked out pretty well because normally I'm not so far or high up the field with the quali. Now I was third, so then with the safety car, I actually picked up the 5-second stop-go penalty. But then I just went in the lap after to clear it, and from then on.
Oh, okay. So that's so you actually did serve it in the pits because I was not sure if you did, but yeah, of course you did it in the end.
Yeah, I didn't know it was possible, so I just tried it and it worked.
Yep. Yeah, so great.
And then the second race was also great, but ended a bit bad, but still 1 point. So.
Yeah, you guys, you guys were battling the entire race, and so what exactly happened from your point of view there?
Yeah, I think I was still alongside him, and then he just pushed me on the grass, a bit like Hamilton and Leclerc maybe in Monza this year or last year.
Yeah, okay. So
And then just lost control of the car.
yeah, that's what it looked like to us as well. So just a little difficult to see from that camera angle we had what actually happened there. But yep, still 1 point at least from that race too. So
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your approach to the F2 series? Like a lot of guys would, put a lot of practice in. Some guys put zero practice in. What's your approach? Do you do a few warm-up laps, or are you grinding this hard?
No, just take a setup and then do a couple, get the breaking points and then just race.
Cool. And how are you feeling about tomorrow? We've got the SLR Tier 1 race coming up.
That's a bit different. I'm F2. I can get some decent results, but tier 1 is a bit more difficult for me. So
I feel your pain, Bascadino. I really do. Might see you on track.
I mean, if I don't mind finishing 9th or 10th, if the race is good, it's all right for me.
Yeah, I've had some fun races, where I even sometimes I don't even score points, but I've had a pretty enjoyable race, So I think just the level of competition just means that even if you get P10, you feel like you've achieved something, even though
You can
it's
get top 5, but if you're driving 50 minutes on your own, I'd rather get a bit of a battle and then take some points.
Yeah, so I'll say I may see you on track tomorrow at the back.
Yeah, probably.
The battle to not be lapped.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Well, here it was good
Okay.
talking to you. I appreciate you joining
Yes.
us on stream, and we'll hopefully we'll see how you do tomorrow, and
Okay. No
see you
problem.
next week in F2 as well. And okay, cheers, man.
Yes. Okay. See you.
There we go. We've got one more driver who is brave enough to enter the commentator's booth. It is Nickelodeus. Hello, Nickelodeus. You're joining us on stream of myself and Icewind. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Excellent. Listen, I'm going to let Ice ask you the first question here.
you guys had a great race and a great battle in the second race with Pascodinho and Grazios. So unfortunately ended in a little bit of a contact there and damage to your car. So what happened there from your point of view?
I'm sure we both wanted the P4. It was such a great battle. I loved it. I also did that on the 9th lap without crashing him. And yeah, just on the 10th lap, I think it was. I just misjudged where he was.
Yep.
I pushed him on the grass and I thought he was around or something. Then I tried to go for the runoff because I already had 3 seconds penalty. And he turned the other way, so just like that we crashed. And yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's was a little bit like Hamilton and Leclerc in this year's race in Monza.
Exactly. So. Yeah. But this time the front runner went for the runoff.
Yeah.
And we had this accident, and I'm so sorry. I'm so stupid. I did that. And
well, I mean, it is what it is, and it happens. So.
Yeah, I know. At least
I don't know if FIA will get to look at that or not, but yeah. Anyway, I think you guys had a great battle. It was really fun to watch on the stream and commentate. So yeah.
Yeah, and I also enjoyed it, especially from lap 4 where I think I lost it, and I made a small comeback from 2 seconds. I think it was.
Yeah, you had to overtake those guys before Grazios and Vascadinho as well. So you had maybe a little bit of a pace advantage, but it was really, really difficult to pass Vascadinho at least. So
of course, Vascadinho is such a great driver, Tier 1, and of course he's much better than me. And I think even though I had such a great pace.
No, I think you drove well today. Of course, unlucky with the contact, but I mean, it is what it is, as Chief would say, undoubtedly as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you did pretty good. Pretty good race from you, Nickelodeus, and hopefully we'll see more of you in the future in F2.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah,
I hope I keep racing.
yeah, yeah, and we're hoping hopefully to get you in the commentary box someday. I mean, I'm just listening to your accent. I'm going, this is perfect. You've got the perfect accent for comms, like a bit of
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah. You and Contender. I don't know what who invents the accents over there, but they're doing a good job.
It's the Greek accent.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like a
I think
mix.
it's more clear than the original one. I
Yeah,
would
it's
say.
it's like a mix, isn't it? Like there's a lot of different kind of accents mixed in there.
Yeah. Don't know. It's whatever.
Well, listen, we'll hopefully get you on the comm someday, and we'll hear. Well, I know you've done. Yeah, actually, interesting fact for anyone listening. Nickelodeon has actually commentated on a SLR. I think it was Tier One stream. Yeah. Um, one time before, I think you did it on Twitch. I think it was. Um,
um,
s-
Here in SLR, I've done a trial something
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
stream on the practice
Yes.
session. It wasn't like a serious one.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get you on the commentary for SLR on EGL. It'll be yeah, probably F2 would be a good one to start in. Maybe you and Contender would be a pretty good pairing.
Of
Um,
course, we're a perfect duo. We also did that in DMR, I think. Yes,
yeah, let's
on
do that.
Formula
That
2.
that sounds like a plan. We'll maybe get that set up for next Friday. But I know there's a guy eager to get his word in. Would be Tipsy Bob. So I'll just remove you from the chat then. Nick Lodius, thanks very much for joining us on the stream, and we'll see you
My
again in the
pleasure. Thank
future.
you. Thank you very much, guys. Yes.
Yep.
So it's time for us
Can I,
to be quiet, Icewind, as we let Tipsy Bob.
No, no, but
can I,
I just want to before Tipsy go, gets on it, or what, I don't know how you say it. So so at least for me, you are our driver of the day, Tipsy, because you just sort of nailed it in the first race with that wing damage, and still managed to hold on to P3, and another great defensive battle in the second race, and you held on to P2 as well. So I'm kind of running out of praise here to say.
I
So
can help you if you want. Keep going then.
Oh God. Oh God. What have
I'll
we created?
maybe Chief, but at least for me anyway, I think you're. I don't know what Chief thinks, but
Chief will agree. Won't you, Chief?
Well, I like to take the proverbial, but I would also say, yeah, yeah. I mean, like recently, you've just been on like fiery form. I don't know what you're having in your porridge, mate, but please send some my way.
Right,
yeah,
well,
especially these F2 races. It's just, I mean, the last 3 races, you've just been phenomenal. I think in all of them. So
I like that word. I like that. I'll take that one. Phenomenal. Well, let me just start off this interview by just correcting Chief, because I need to marshal the facts here. I was not eager to get my word in. I was quite happily just watching the stream back, whereas Chief was spamming me, right? So that's that first one out of the way.
Well,
Second of all,
hold on. Can I
then,
say the proof is in the pudding? Continue.
all right. Well, I don't like pudding. Yeah.
What?
Anyway,
I'll have yours.
that's all right. You can take it. You're welcome to. But anyway, I was just messing around on a wee game before this, and I thought, flip me, it's Formula 2 today. So I better get some practice in. So I did a bit of practice and thought, hang on, I was about a tenth away from beating Icewind and maybe even catching Pretorius as well in TT. And I thought, hey up, I've got a bit of speed in this race or in this track. So that's why I messaged the chief asking, is there any slots available? And of course there was. So off I went. So I knew I had the pace. And then whenever I seen wet qualifying, I did consider alt and F4ing because, Chief, wet races just don't go with me.
Yeah.
Moist is fine, but wet. Anyway, I just played it smart, played it safe, braked early, got myself to a P5. Happy days. And then I just paced myself, guys. And I knew beforehand that I can run 7 laps on the softs. But then, of course, the safety car came out. So I was having a mental battle with myself. Do I pit? Do I pit? Do I pit? Then I seen Basco going for the pit, and I thought, no, I'm going to run on a bit deeper. So I was hoping that the safety car stayed out for at least 5 laps, which it did. bailed into the pits, got the mediums on, and off I went. Now, no discredit to the guys that I came out behind, but I knew I was quicker than them on this track, so I played it safe. I just hung on with them, stuck with them. Lo and behold, fast forward, I make a long story short. I looked up at the positioning and it says I was P2. I was like, P2? How did that happen? So
Yeah, it's those like just to give you an explanation is that Luigi, Light Cruiser, and I think a couple of other guys chose not to pit, and you guys actually you got a free pit stop. You guys who were behind them in the order, so they pitted after, and of course in F2 the pit stops are very long, so they lost like 30 seconds there.
Well, I had the pace on cognitive. I was catching him, and it probably shows in the stream. I was catching him reasonably quickly, so I was all fired up here. I was thinking to myself, right, let's set this up nicely for a nice straightforward DRS move. And then whenever he came onto the second DRS zone, I was up nice and close, getting ready to set it up, and he actually lost control of his car.
Yeah,
I was pretty much right up his gearbox, and I had nowhere to go. Front wing damage. And I knew the second that happened, that was my chances of that race win over, because I was set for the race win. Then Basco, I couldn't really hold Basco up. I kind of blocked Basco, not intentionally. It's just because my front wing was just buggered. I kind of ran deep on him a few times, but eventually he got past. And then on the second race there, I seen Light Cruiser up to start, up P1. So I thought, well, if he gets away from turn one unscathed, then he's going to win it because we know his pace. But the best I can look for is at least a podium. But as we've been often discussing this privately about how people who use traction control on Formula 2 seem to suffer badly on their starts.
Yeah, yep.
And I can't say who's using it, but generally I don't use any of the assists, and I usually get a massive jump over many people at the starts.
Yeah, you got to P2 from P6, I think.
P2 on turn one, and I knew once I'd done that, game on. I can't catch Light Cruiser. I knew that, but I knew I could hold P2. I don't want to ramble on here, guys, but I think it's worth mentioning I think it's worth mentioning for Nico. Definitely a guy we should really look about hooking up as a full-time seat. Formula 2 for sure. The guy is clean and he's smart. He knows how to race. He knows how to position his car.
And he's got a great accent as well, which is probably his best feature.
Well, another thing I noticed.
How do you know that? I don't think we've talked to him. I think you're mixing something up, Chief.
Oh, who are you talking about again?
The
Sorry.
other Nico, not Nico Lidis, but the.
Oh, Nico Rosbach. Yeah.
Nico Rosbach. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I have him on my friends list, but I don't know like who he is. I don't know where he came from.
I think he added me before the race, and maybe he's just, I don't know.
Yeah, he's good. I rate him highly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not only is he quick, I kind of had the legs on him, just a fraction on him, and I was able to stretch out the DRS. But once he was in the DRS, it was hard to shake him. So I kind of knew I just had about enough to hold him off. But not only does he have that pace, but he's also very clean, and I think that's welcome because we have discussed in the past about people having the raw pace and the kind of barge past. But he's definitely not one of those guys. But one thing I did notice near the end of that race, and I thought, hang on a minute, that might explain why I'm finding it a bit difficult here, was I've never experienced this before in Formula 1 or Formula 2, but my rear wing was damaged. I don't know if this is normal or not, but I had an orange rear wing.
Oh, you know what that means?
Yeah, I think your DRS was broken.
Yeah, that's DRS is broken. That's what happened to me in Baku when I was behind you the last lap.
So even that is actually even more remarkable how I kept him behind me. But that's the only thing. I'm humble, as you know, and I'm very modest. But
were you running really low drag? Sorry, just to.
Yeah, one rear wing.
Yeah. Okay. So that's because it looked like even Nico Rosbach was running behind you and he was getting DRS on the main straight, but he still couldn't really close down to you, even if it was quite close. So I still had great straight line speed, and you can actually hit the limiter on these cars in Monza. So that was what happened to him.
What was the other thing I was going to say there? Oh, I forget the other thing I was going to say. Bugger. What was I going to say there? Oh, it's not easy getting old.
Oh, I actually managed to mix you up.
What was I going to say there? Oh, I'm a DRS. It broke, and I have
Yeah.
them all. And what is? Oh, I was going to say about being humble and all that stuff.
That's a good joke.
I'm the
there.
first.
Sorry.
Which I was the first to admit that it was purely by luck, just good fortune. I've actually been on the
Well, not
podium every
purely.
single race since. In my life, and I'm just chill out, guys. And I couldn't care less whether I get a race win or I come last. It doesn't bother me. So I will leave it there.
Just so you know, guys, we can't hear you on stream.
No?
Oh dear, dear. There's always something in there.
What did you do, Chief? We're still live, I think. But
you know what it is? I was ordering the Chinese while Tipsy was talking, and I think I hit the wrong button. So,
oh no! It's like,
See the lacking of
so
respect, guys.
Tipsy, please go on for another 15 minutes.
See
Yeah,
the lacking in respect I get here, Icewind. This is an actual mate of mine who I do karting and I beat him regularly.
So
And this is the kind of respect.
Just repeat what you were saying there. You know,
Sorry,
start from
I'm
the
just gonna
start.
have to mute myself.
The thing is, guys, that I actually don't really care what I said either. So that makes me equal with everyone else.
To sum it up, Tipsy's great.
Sum it up. Tipsy driver of the day. Great job defending his.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, phenomenal.
On the
as
podium
well,
since Hungary.
Yeah. So.
Huani's asking for another. Huani's just. I can speak a little bit of Polish. Just, and that's
Polish.
Yeah, my brother's girlfriend is Polish, and she taught me the how to count 10 in Polish. And of course, kurwa. Oh wait, you can't say that. Sorry.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
How did you say it? Was like, cheers. It's something like nas zdrowie or nas zdrowia.
But yeah, look, I'll let you get on with this, right? But overall, yeah, I'm just chilled out, guys. Enjoying my racing. I'm enjoying the wheel-to-wheel battles. Some great racers here, and it's just I'm just kind of using on experience really of racing. Not getting involved in battles whenever I know it's not worth it. If there's like 3 cars battling in front of me, they don't need a 4th joining the queue. I just sit back and wait for someone to kill each other, and then they go past.
Wise old man.
I did see you a couple of times doing the, just hang back to get DRS for the main straight and stuff like that.
Pretty much. There was only one issue I thought in that whole race for me, which I thought that's not very sporting. Was I don't know if you watched it, but I was kind of battling ahead of Stevie, and the way I was positioning my car was kind of really putting him off because he kept running deep into the corners. So I thought, hang on, I can make this to my advantage. Maybe try and get him to run off, wide. I don't force him off. It's just where I position my car. He runs off. I try to make him pick up a penalty, because he kind of keeping up with me with the DRS. And then on turn 1, he got past me in the DRS, and then he completely missed the corner, and he completely cut the corner, and I would have had the position, but he came out in front of me, and he didn't yield. And I'm kind of big on sportsmanship, and normally he would have had to yield that because I would have had it, but he didn't. So that was my only gripe. But alas, it's all good, guys. Only a game.
And join us next week for the next installment of the Chronicles of Tipsy Bob.
I'd be quite happy, guys, to just do a podcast with you and absolutely talk absolute nonsense. People can just send in we request and we're going to have a chat.
Maybe we'll do that in the off season. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, a wee question, and this is really maybe throwing you in the deep end. Is there another EGL?
Well, it's funny you should mention
Because-
that, Bob, because I
because, you
have a
know-
little video here ready to play. I'm just waiting
Oh,
until
right.
you finish.
But because before you do that,
Okay.
because I can do my intros. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week of EGL Rivals. See what I mean? I should be on the radio, guys.
You should do
Anyway.
the voiceover for them, yeah, definitely. We did, interesting you say that about the voiceover though. We did get a voiceover for this one, and it's one word, and I wonder if you can guess what that word is.
I can guess what it is. Can I try and mimic it?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, prepare yourself.
Extreme.
Yeah, boy. And on that note, we're gonna flip over to the EGL promo rather, and unless anyone else has got any final thoughts, I would just like to say SLR Tier 1 tomorrow is the big one.
Oh yes.
We're very much looking forward to that one. Spain, we're back to a good track, as some people would say.
Yes. And can I add just also that my teammate, I have lost my son, my virtual racing son Milos, cursed.
Yeah.
I have lost him, but I have gained an absolute racing legend in WoW 125. He's going to absolutely. I think it's quite clear who's the number one driver in Renault Tier 1.
Yeah.
It's Tipsy Bob.
Well, tune in tomorrow to find out. But yeah, as I say, I've got a video lined up, and anyone who's made it to the end of the stream, fair play to you. And here's a wee treat for you. So enjoy.
Extreme Gaming League presents